Okay, so today we're talking about making text digital on Nolan Cloud Services. What is making text digital and what is Nolan Cloud Services? What do we need to do? To start off, we need to create a Nolan Cloud Services account. So any customer can come onto Nolan Cloud Services and create their own account. As part of the account setup, we also invite you to connect with your ERP system. So today we're talking about connecting with Microsoft Dynamics GP. Once you're connected with Microsoft Dynamics GP, or once you've created a Nolan Cloud Services account, you're able to go into our VAT submission app. Inside the VAT submission app, we talk directly to Hmrc so that we can get the relevant authority from Hmrc to talk to them on your behalf. Once that authentication is done, Hmrc will send us back your obligations, your liabilities, and your payments around VAT. What we'll also be able to do is send your VAT return up to Hmrc on your behalf. The figures from that VAT return can come from either Microsoft Dynamics GP automatically, so a direct link from your figures inside Microsoft Dynamics GP through the VAT submission application into Hmrc, or whilst Hmrc allow us, we're also allowing upload of an Excel spreadsheet, and I'll show you both of those today. So before we get into the app and go and create these accounts, I just want to introduce to you Nolan Cloud Services. So what is Nolan Cloud Services, or what are Nolan Cloud Services? The Nolan Cloud is a platform that we've built within Microsoft Azure. So it's got all the security and scalability of Microsoft Azure built into our Nolan Cloud. The Nolan Cloud Services are applications that we can put on that platform to do specific tasks, not only to do those tasks, but also linked to other applications and services. It's licensed as a service, so there's no upfront fee for using it. You just sign in, but there is an annual subscription depending on the services you use. Nolan Cloud Services is available via a web browser from anywhere at any time, so you just log into the Nolan Cloud on Microsoft Azure. And what can we deliver as Nolan Cloud Services? Well, today I'm going to show you making text digital. We have a really nice cash allocation app, which we can show you at some later stage. We're also able to provide automatic bank feeds into our ERP systems, into our bank reconciliation apps on various ERP systems. And we're also thinking about things like e-request or invoice approvals, maybe putting those as services up in the cloud. Part of e-request 2019, we're looking at doing a document management area that links in with the drag and drop and the documents attach. Those will be delivered as Nolan Cloud Services. There's also opportunity here. If there's anything you feel that would be beneficial, let us know. Fill in your own services that we can provide. So Nolan Cloud Services, you log into it via a website, and you can see there the URL is www.nolan.services, and we go and create an account. So at this point I'm going to skip across to the live system and we'll go and do that. So go into my browser. And I'll log into Nolan.services. So I'm going to create account. And in order to create account, what you need to do is put in an email address. So I'm going to put in an email address as sally@arabica.com. Password. Just going to type in those passwords there, and my account name is Arabica Limited. I agree with the terms and conditions, and I've got to confirm I'm not a robot. So I'll just click on I'm not a robot, and I can go and create an account. So now what this has done is it's created me an account name, Hmrc Limited, ARI 0001, and it's given me an authentication token. That authentication token is used by applications that link into Nolan Cloud Services to identify you. You see here that we're talking about Nolan Cloud Services can synchronize data with various applications. Select your ERP solution from the options below. And I've activated today the Nolan Business Solution, sorry, the Microsoft Dynamics GP application. So all I need to do here is click on the link, and it takes me to a page where it shows me what to do to install the synchronized Dynamics GP. Those familiar with Dynamics GP will know that it's just a download of an XC. And by running that XE, it will install a chunk file in the Nolan in your Dynamics GP. So we'll just go and do that. Your Dynamics consultant will be very familiar with this process. So once you've run the XE, we need to start Dynamics GP. So I'll just go and do that. I log in as SA, as a system admin. And it will install the Nolan Business Solutions, Nolan Services connector. So here it is. You'll notice it has no keys. It's licensed actually from the website. So I can install it into my company here. Now, in order to connect your Dynamics GP, we need to tell Dynamics GP your authentication token. So it'll take me into a wizard for me to be able to do that. So here we go, the VAT submission setup wizard. It's asking for an account number and account name. So let me go back to the website, and I'll go to Access Tokens, where I'm able to see my account number and my account token. Next. Now it's asking me which companies within Dynamics GP do I want to activate for the VAT returns. I've got two companies here. I've got Nolan Business Solutions UK and Nolan Business Solutions US. US doesn't come under the VAT rules, so I just need to activate my UK company here. If you do have a number of UK companies, you can tick them all, and that will activate them. Next. Now inside this wizard, it's asked me to select the company I've activated, and we can see using the years here, we can see the VAT returns that have been processed in the past. Using this mechanism, what I can do is I can submit that data up to Nolan Cloud Services. So I'll just do that. The VAT information has been submitted. Great. So I'm now connected to my Dynamics GP. And if we just go back very quickly to my diagram right at the very beginning, we've created an account in Nolan Cloud Services, we've connected to GP, and now the next step is to go into our VAT submission and grant authority with the Hmrc. Let's go back to Nolan Services. You'll notice at the top it's telling me my account's not fully enabled. At this point, Nolan Business Solutions will know that you've created an account. You can also contact Nolan Business Solutions, and we can set you up as an active account from internally here. Information about the costs and the annual billing on this application can be found using the link here. So let's go into VAT submission, and we'll see there's a couple of things. There's really just VAT entities and VAT data. So we need to go and create our VAT entity. I'm going to say new. It's going to be Hmrc Limited. And here I need to enter my VAT registration number. So the VAT registration number for Hmrc Limited is this number. Create. And it takes me directly off into the Hmrc website. So it's saying Nolan Cloud Services needs permission to interact with Hmrc on your behalf. Continue. It's asking you to enter your user credentials here. So let's go and do that. Here's my username and my password is here. Sign in. So we're now signed in and onto the taxservices.gov.uk, and it's asking you to grant authority to interact with Nolan Cloud Services. Once I do this, Hmrc will then send details back to Nolan Cloud Services. Okay, so let's go and have a look at what they've sent us. They've sent us your obligations, so we can see here we've got a period 0101 to 31st of the 3rd, 1917. That obligation's been fulfilled, but we still have an open obligation for April to June, period 2 of 2017. That's open. Down at the bottom, we have liabilities, and then we have payments. So once you fulfill your obligation, that becomes you fulfill an obligation by submitting your VAT return to Hmrc. Once you've fulfilled the obligation, it becomes a liability for you to pay that VAT due. Once you've paid the VAT due, it moves down to payments. So you can see the life cycle of your process here. So I'm just going to select, I'm going to use my company VAT data here. And I'll click on Nolan Business Solutions as my company. If you've got multiple GP companies in a VAT group, you can select multiple companies here. They'll be concatenated together into a VAT group into your returns. I'm just going to save that. I just also want to create a second company, Investments, and this is a company which is actually not on GP, but I'll show you how we can still submit the VAT return. So I'll just put in my VAT registration number. I say, yep, I want to continue. I sign in with my username. And my password. And I grant authority, and now I have Hmrc Investments also brought through the obligations, etc. Okay, so now we're set up. we're linked into Hmrc. So if we just quickly pop back to my diagram here, we've granted authority with Hmrc, and we've brought through the obligations, liabilities, and payments. So the next step really is to organize this VAT return. So let's go back to Nolan Cloud Services, and we'll go to our Rebecca Limited VAT entity. So remember when we first installed it, I brought through 2017 period 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is period 2 for 2017, and we can see it's brought through the values. So I owe Hmrc, I have an obligation to pay them £6,676. That's come directly from Dynamics GP. When I'm doing, the way that it came through is by pressing the historical link, but let's go and have a look at your normal process within GP. So using the VAT daybook reports, inside here you can set up options for your returns. So I've got a 2018 period 3 here. Now what I've done so far is I've told it period 3 for 2018 is 0106 2018 to 30th of the 9th 2018, and I produce a draft return. So if I go and print that, you can see it prints out a number of reports. The first report is my sales, and it also shows me what boxes it's going to put the numbers in. So I've made sales of 370,000, owing VAT of 74,000. In my purchases, I've purchased 281,000, VAT reclaimables 56, and there's the representation of the VAT return here for that period. I can make changes to that data. I can add journals. I can post. When I'm happy with those numbers that I've fulfilled, got all the numbers for my for that period, what I then need to do is click on Audit Trail, select the year and period that I'm going to submit a return for, sorry, and go to the print button. Microsoft Dynamics tells me there's some unposted transactions. Yes, I want to proceed. Once you've chosen this, you can't modify it. Do you still want to proceed? Yes, I'm absolutely sure that's what I want to do. Click on yes, and I get my VAT daybook reports. What it also does is it automatically submits 2018 period 3 as transferred to Nolan Services account. So by running that inside Dynamics GP, it sends it up to the Nolan Services account and gives us all the backing documentation. Just to confirm, 17,757. If I go back to Nolan Cloud Services now and select, just refresh that page. Can reload the entity. Here's my 2018 period 3. £17,757 is what's due. So those are the numbers that come up. What's really important here is that you cannot amend these numbers. Those numbers reflect what's in your Dynamics GP system. They're non-amendable at this point. So let me just go back to 17 period 2 though, because that's our obligation we need to fulfill, and I'm going to submit that to Hmrc. So I do that by just clicking on the button. It's telling me when you submit this VAT information, you make a legal declaration that the information is true and complete. A false declaration can result in prosecution. Once this VAT information is submitted to Hmrc, it cannot be changed. And I'm going to tick the box to say I confirm that I've read the above legal declaration and have the authority to submit this VAT information. Okay. And we've made a successful submission on your behalf to Hmrc. I can click on that fulfilled record now. You can see it's fulfilled. It's been fulfilled today. View the submission receipt, and I can see that Hmrc have told me that they've processed this at 10:26 today in a bundle number, and they've given me a charge reference there. That fulfilled submission now becomes a liability for you to pay that VAT across to Hmrc. So that's the process from start to end. But what happens about our Arabica Investments company? Like I said, that company isn't on GP. So how do we get our numbers in here? Well, Nolan Services also provides an upload from an Excel or CSV file. So if I select Excel file, I've got an Excel file here actually. So what we need is your 9 columns from your VAT return, and in column B your values. So there is validation on these values as we bring them through. As we submit them to Hmrc, they are validated. So you can provide an Excel spreadsheet in this format. I've called this VAT upload .xls. So I'm just going to close that and load it from here. So choose a file. So VAT upload.xls, import, and the values come in. Again, I can't change these, so my next step here is to submit to Hmrc. Again, it's going to give me my declaration. I say yes, I'm okay, and off that goes to fulfill that. So what we've seen is that we've created a Nolan Cloud Services account, we've linked it up to our GP, we've gone into our VAT submission, granted authority, and Hmrc have sent us down the obligations, liabilities and payments. Through Dynamics GP, we've uploaded our VAT daybook, which we've been able to submit to Hmrc. And through Arabica Investments, we've also been able to load an Excel spreadsheet and submit that to Hmrc on your behalf.